Ariana is a homewrecker.
Ariana Grande gets away with everything. Headline after headline, she's done a lot of things comparable to celebrities who've had their whole audience furious at them.
Ariana insists that her staff carry her around like a baby.
Grande's fans are in shock when she goes into a scandal. But within a week or less, they're like, thank you, next. This was the case until recently when rumors about an affair went rampant on social media.
Now they're both divorcing their people, they're dating. This guy, Ethan Slater, just recently had a baby.
Unlike anything that's ever happened before in the Grande fandom, her fans went ballistic.
Are they cheating in London while their partners are elsewhere? What is actually happening?
So, what's changed?
Hey guys, it's Donna. Before we officially start examining this phenomenon, I do want to say this script was written before the Quiet on the Set docuseries was released. So I want to acknowledge that there were probably some f***ed up things that happened to Ariana when she was a kid on Nickelodeon. Now this video will not be about that. It's solely about Grande's controversies and how her fans seemingly let her get away with a lot until recently. Okay, so I did not come up with this theory by myself. I actually saw a woman on TikTok talk about this. Now unfortunately, I don't remember the TikToker. I am so bad at saving things on TikTok. I'm literally just sitting there scrolling along. So if this sounds familiar to you and you think you know the TikTok, send me a DM with a link and I'll pin it to the comments. But essentially, the woman was talking to her mom about why it seems like everyone is turning on Ariana Grande all of a sudden. When in the past, she's done some pretty headline-worthy things that got other celebrities canceled, while she remains untouched. And the mom says, well, it's because she doesn't look like a kid anymore.
Before we get into her mom's argument, let's go over what triggered this event in the first place. On July 16th, 2023, Ariana Grande was spotted in the audience of the men's final for the Wimbledon Tennis Championships. Carlos Alcaraz versus Novak Djokovic. Sitting alongside Jonathan Bailey and Andrew Garfield, Grande was photographed without her wedding ring. Just one day later, TMZ broke the news that Grande had separated from her husband of 2 years, Dalton Gomez. According to the report, they've been divorced since January of 2023. What makes the timing of that so interesting is that the Wicked star started filming in December of 2022, where Grande played the good witch Gilda, even though she's been not very good, allegedly. A source at the Daily Mail tells the tabloid that Grande has been growing close to her co-star Ethan Slater,
Mr. SpongeBob himself.
It's still kelpie.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
The pair were so open with their romance during filming that the majority of the Wicked cast were aware that they were in a relationship. They were sloppy on set. They were seen being all over each other. Well, so what? Some people just move on that fast. Well, there's just one problem with that. He's married and has a kid. Marrying his high school sweetheart Lily J in 2018, they welcomed a son together in 2022. Now, numerous reports from Grande's side, if you will claim that the coupling is less scandalous than the public perceives it to be. However, the timeline of events suggests otherwise. Dalton and Ariana's divorce may have been reported as far back as January according to TMZ, but Ethan and Lily's was on July 26th.
Hi Ethan, how's your relationship going with Ariana? How's everything going? Do you plan on being in your son's life, and how will you tackle co-parenting?
Now, reports from the Daily Mail say that Grande and Slater appeared very intimate at Michelle Yeoh's Oscar party back in March, way before Ethan's divorce. Aerial images have also revealed the pair strolling towards their trailer together in May. At this time, Slater was still publicly, at least, with his wife. On Mother's Day, he posted a tribute to her on Instagram with photos of their brand new son. A post on Twitter claims that Ariana Grande liked the post. Interesting.
Ariana also posted for their anniversary in May 2023. So what's the deal with that?
Furthermore, several sources from the Daily Mail also claim that Ariana and Ethan went on multiple double dates with Dalton and Lily when they would visit the set. Lily and Ethan even met Ariana's family, and Ariana met Ethan and Lily's newborn baby, a source expressing how Ariana would go around telling everyone she wanted a baby after hanging out with the newborn.
Oh, his wife figured out that it was happening through the news breaking. She didn't even know. They just had a baby, and he kept trying to get her to like say it's okay or something like that, and she was like, no, screw you.
The report from page 6 states that Lily J, Ethan's estranged wife, was completely blindsided by the relationship, that Ariana is not a girl's girl, and that her family is just collateral damage.
So that's the gist of what happened. We'll never actually know because we weren't there. I mean, it's not impossible that the two started dating after the separations. So this is just my opinion. But do you think we're idiots? Oh, both of you happened to get divorced while filming? Both of you. Really, what are the chances? This is what emotional cheaters do, you guys. Instead of working things out with their partners or conflict resolution, their eyes start wandering towards other people, and eventually they check out of the relationship and blindside their partners. They may not have done anything physically before they actually got together, but it's still cheating in my book. Oh, and the worst part is they'll never actually admit to being a cheater. But you are, bitch. You just started a family, Ethan. Why would you do this? And Ariana Grande for what? For SpongeBob? Alright, I'm gonna cut that rant right there.
The pop singer is no stranger to infidelity rumors, each whirlwind relationship making headline after headline.
She's not just like a serial cheater. It seems like she is competing with who knows.
However, I don't think those past romances were quite perceived as they are now.
Her being hot, me existing around them was good.
You had Cassie David, who dated Pete Davidson, say that Davidson dumped her in a text message just one day before she learned he was dating Ariana Grande through Instagram. Grande's ex-boyfriend Jai Brooks accused the singer of cheating on him with Nathan Sykes, best known as a member of the boy band The Wanted. You even had her ex-husband's former girlfriend post this on Instagram around the time they went public, when you see your ex with the person they told you not to worry about. Perhaps the most infamous, though, was what Naya Rivera claimed about Grande and her ex, Big Sean. Once, we'd been fighting for 5 straight days while he was traveling, and then, the one day he was back in LA, he said he didn't want to see me. I was like, well, asshole, I've got a key to your house, so I'm just going to come see you. I walk in, go downstairs, and guess what little girl is sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music? Come on, people, I'm not going to tell you. But you can guess because it's not that hard. It rhymes with Smariana Schmonde. If you read the responses from Grande and whoever she was with at the time, the answers are always the same. They always claim that they got together when they were separated from their former partners. Listen, these may just be rumors, but if you've got a pattern of rumors from your former exes accusing you of shady behavior, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna take that as a red flag. Now, like I said, every single one of these scandals, if you will, wasn't perceived like the Ethan Slater situation. They made the news, but they almost felt like, OMG, drama, TMZ. Well, this situation feels like, Ariana, how could you homewrecker.
We don't need to go into any specifics, but of course there's like an insatiable frustration, inexplicable, hellish feeling with watching people misunderstand the people you love and you and anything.
So we went from drama to immorality. Similar situation, different audience perception. But I think this is because she no longer looks like a child.
I 100% agree with the theory of the TikToker that I mentioned earlier. Additionally, if we look at the literature, there is some research that backs this. If you were a baby-faced adult or an adult with a lot of childlike features, I don't know how to word that, not gonna lie, you absolutely get treated differently. If you're an older sibling or a middle child with a younger brother or sister, you intuitively know this.
Ow, ow, Reese! What are you doing? Help! Ow, help! Mom, help! Cut it out, ow, cut it out! Ow, help! It hurts! Ow!
Knock it off, you little Reese! What the heck are you doing? Honest to God.
They can somehow get away with more things than you. And that's always been Ariana's thing.
Someone was almost a bit rude and they asked if when you go to McDonald's people give you crowns, which seems cruel to me. Does it bother you does it bother you at all that you look so much younger than your age?
In numerous interviews and posts online, viewers have always felt Ariana to look young. That's not her fault, of course. That's genetics.
But she looks like a 12-year-old.
No,
she's a 12-year-old wearing her mom's makeup.
That does look like a child.
Look, she's even standing like a baby.
Scroll down. That's not how babies stand.
That's how babies stand. That's a baby stance.
But the way she's been marketed throughout her career as a child actor has historically made people uneasy.
First, we shot the scene right up until I jump onto the car.
You have Reddit posts accusing her marketing team of branding her as an over-sexualized child. Yeah, those words should not be used in the same sentence. I'm not shaming her body shape because that is not her fault. But I'm talking about the high ponytail, Lolita-styled outfits, baby voices. More recently, with the release of Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died, fans have confirmed this by accusing Nickelodeon of sexualizing and infantilizing Grande as a teen.
And the whole sexy baby thing isn't an act. I'm a very sexy baby. I can't help it if men are attracted to me. Like that homeless guy. He likes what he sees.
Okay, that could be for me.
It's not. It's for her.
Apparently some weirdos like that kind of thing. And I was going to ask on Instagram if there were any dudes that like this, but I know none of you would admit it. But this is a safe space, to be honest. Write it in the comments below. I won't tell the FBI, I promise. Anyway, people have made compilations of Nickelodeon branding Grande this way. And now none of this is Ariana Grande's fault. In fact, what was done to her as a minor is pretty fucked up. However, two things can be true at once. What was done to her was bad, and also how she looks and was branded allows her to get away with a lot of things people can't.
Don't take my word for it, the science is pretty clear that people perceive baby-faced individuals a certain way, typically not connected with age but defined as a round face with big eyes, high raised eyebrows, a narrow chin, and a small nose. Research has found these traits to evoke stereotypes in the form of childlike traits such as being naive, cute, and warm. It's definitely not all rainbows and butterflies for people with baby faces though. They are perceived to be less competent than individuals with more mature faces. In fact, this study by Zabrowitz et al. Was able to predict 70% of US Senate winners based on which candidate looked more competent from a quick glance at their face. What they lack in perceived competence though, they make up for in more likely to get benefit and protected, as shown by this study that looked at how baby-faced people did in small claims court. The more baby-faced you are, the more likely you are to win in certain cases.
Don't burn me! Don't burn me! I'm not Pinocchio! Don't make me die! I'm David! I'm David! I'm David!
Mecca, don't plead for their lives! Who is that?
These results illustrate how Grande was able to get away from this negative perception for so long. Some fans even pointed out during the Slater debacle saying, "Why are we surprised? She's been like this." They started digging up her song lyrics and attributing them to Ariana's personality.
Here's a song called One Last Time. I was a liar. I gave into the fire. I know I should have fought it. At least I'm being honest. Damn, that is like cheater apology. Wait, let's jump into the chorus. So one last time. I need to be the one who takes you home. One more time. I promise after that, I'll let you go. Baby, I don't care if you got her in your heart. All I care is you wake up in my arms. How romantic. I know you're in a loving relationship, but let's just like, one more time, you know? I don't want to be with you forever though, because ew. And of course, we have the infamous maid poaching anthem, break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored. That says it all, but let's just jump into the first verse. This shit always happens to me. Why can't we just play for keeps? Practically on my knees. But I know I shouldn't think about it. You know what you're doing to me. You're singing my songs in the streets. Yeah, acting all innocent, please. When I know you're out here thinking about it, then you realize she's right there. And you're at home like, damn, she can't compare. This song is the embodiment of these memes.
Now, it's important to keep in mind that whenever it comes to a big name artist, sometimes there are a lot of people that work on a song. The artist performing it may not even be the person that wrote it. It's not really fair to look at these lyrics and come to the conclusion that these are a window into Ariana's character. Nonetheless, Grande still had a team around her that approved these types of songs in accordance to how she's branded, and her fans were pretty okay with it. The songs more illustrate that fans perceive this type of mate poaching behavior to fit her brand. Let me put it this way. If modern day Celine Dion sang a song telling a man to break up with his girlfriend because she's bored, we'd all freak out. In my opinion, this is made possible due to Ariana's childlike branding. We've perceived her, as we do with all baby-faced individuals, to be more honest, weak, and naive. Someone like that wouldn't do such an intentional wrong. So, when the justification for all those shady relationships were released into the public, fans were more likely to believe them.
But why? Why do we automatically think baby-faced people are more innocent?
Well, because if we didn't, think about how much of a danger actual babies would be in if they weren't so cute. They're loud, they make you lose sleep, you have to feed them, they barf on you, drool everywhere, pee on you, and they're not very good conversationalists.
Sounds like my ex.
If babies weren't so cute, we'd kick them to the curb fast. Cuteness or babies have been shown to capture our attention, evoke emotions of nurturing, and activate parental care. This phenomena applies to cute things outside infants as well. For example, dogs have been bred to look more puppy-like with big eyes, big heads, and recessed chins. Cuteness has even been applied to inanimate objects, such as delivery robots, in order to deter vandalism and activate other humans' protectiveness. It doesn't always work.
Somebody knocked him over. Who is it? It's Austin. Austin, who did this to you? Austin, who did this?
You ever see a building with a baby or child painted on it? Yeah, that's by design in order to protect them from vandalism. This extends to adults with baby-like features as well, and it's called baby-faced overgeneralization. The same protectiveness that is activated when we see an infant is also activated when you see a baby-faced adult. Ironically, in men, the more baby-faced you are, the more likely you are to become a criminal. Napoleon, anyone? Oh, but he's so cute! There was one incident before the Slater scandal that actually riled up fans though, and that was Donutgate. In 2015, when Grande was in her early 20s, she and some friends entered a donut shop called Wolfie Donuts in Los Angeles, California.
She was just like really rude to me.
Acting very condescending towards the shop's employee, Grande and her boyfriend at the time begin to smell donuts sitting on the counter. The footage is a bit blurry, but she either spits or licks the donuts closest to her.
She has come out with an apology saying, of course she loves America, but she leads a healthy lifestyle and is upset with how freely we as Americans eat and consume things without giving any thought to the consequences.
Then why is she in a donut shop?
I am extremely proud to be an American, and I've always made it clear that I love my country. What I said in a private moment with my friend who was buying the donuts was taken out of context, and I am sorry for not using more discretion with my choice of words. As an advocate for healthy eating, food is very important to me, and I sometimes get upset by how freely we, as Americans, eat and consume things without giving any thought to the consequences that it has on our health and society as a whole. The fact that the United States has the highest child obesity rate in the world frustrates me. We need to do more to educate ourselves and our children about the dangers of overeating and poison that we put into our bodies. We need to demand more from our food industry. However, I should have known better in how I expressed myself. And with my new responsibility to others as a public figure, I will strive to be better. As for why I cannot be at the MLB show, I have had emergency oral surgery, and due to recovery, I cannot attend the show. I hope to make it up to all those fans soon. That being said, let me once again apologize if I have offended anyone with my poor choice of words.
As you might have guessed, that apology wasn't well received either. No explanation whatsoever for the biological warfare. She did put out another apology on YouTube that wasn't that well received either.
When my American fans make me money, I always like to say that I like them, but that's just me.
The reason I brought this old controversy back up is to exemplify another finding in the Zebrowitz et al. Study that we discussed earlier. Judges aren't actually lenient on baby-faced individuals with just any crime. In this particular study, crimes were coded as intentional versus negligent. Researchers coded intentionality based on the actions itself rather than the reason for the action. For example, it would be considered intentional if the defendant admitted to not paying rent because they didn't save money or they were unhappy with the maintenance of the property. It would be considered negligent if the plaintiff's car was accidentally hit by the defendant. They found that as the defendant increased in baby-facedness, they were more likely to win cases involving intentional actions, and less likely to win cases involving negligent ones. Less than half of the baby-faced adults lost cases that were coded as intentional, whereas almost all were lost by mature-faced adults. This pattern of judicial decisions were pretty consistent with how we typically perceive baby-faced adults, more naive and honest. It's so uncharacteristic for them to intentionally not pay rent. Oh, being dumb and careless? Yeah, I could see that. Another interesting finding is that if the defendants didn't have a baby face, they had to pay larger awards to plaintiffs, but only if the plaintiff were baby-faced. Now, this study didn't classify whether or not donut licking was perceived as intentional/negligent, so we're going to have to do a little bit of speculating here. But to me, the actions kind of remind me of a little kid messing around in a store while their mom isn't looking. If I had $1 for every time I've seen a little kid touch food from restaurants where the sneeze guards or whatever these things are called aren't fully covered, I'd have a lot of money. Like, Grande's purpose doesn't seem like it's to be evil here. It's more like, haha, messing around with my friends. It gives off negligence. So maybe this is why the diva accusations, as revealed again in Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, were never taken as seriously as Donutgate. Diva accusations, I feel, are more intentional. This brings us back to her cheating scandal. What makes this Ethan Slater situation so different from her previous relationships? Yeah, it involves a child, which makes it seem worse, but then all the blame should be on the deadbeat dad. A good father isn't just going to abandon his family for the next hot thing that walks by. That's a choice by him. That's a scumbag. The literature is pretty clear that in some areas of life, babyface individuals have an advantage. But does Ariana Grande still have her baby face? Recent speculations about Ariana's appearance have been circulating all over social media. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to you to decide whether or not she still looks childlike, but I think one thing we can all agree on is that there is a change. And even if she does still look childlike, another thing we can agree on is that the infantilization, naive branding that happened because of Nickelodeon is less prominent now than it was back in the Sam and Cat Victoria's days.
Alright guys, now me bringing up the babyface effect is in no way me trying to diminish cheating and biological warfare. It's to show you how much looks can play a part in how people judge you and how you can judge others. I have the opposite problem. I have resting bitch face, so people have been telling me to smile since I was a kid. Even though I'm happy. Can't you tell I'm happy? I'm happy. That's the end of the video. I'll see you guys next time. Stay psyched.